Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing a flip through of my August reading spreads. But before we get into that, let's do a flip through of my June and July spreads, seeing as how we missed last month. Okay, so I know it's been a minute, but we had this rainbow theme for June. I'm sure you can figure out why. Unfortunately, looking at my TBR, I didn't complete everything, but honestly, both of these books are still unread, so I guess that's not too shocking. I do love doing my pages read graph in June with this rainbow style because it just looks so cool at the end. I absolutely adore how this one always turns out. Shockingly, my favorite lines is completely blank. And that is so sad. But I can say, I don't think any of the books I was reading in June really lent to gorgeous writing, so that's not too surprising, but still a little sad. As you can see, my in versus out is definitely a little uneven. I bought a lot of books in June while I was on vacation with my friends. I'll put a link to the vlog in the cards up above where we actually ended up doing that haul, so you can see all of those books. But thankfully, I did knock 3 books off of my owned TBR. My wrap-up looks phenomenal though, because we've almost completely filled the page, and I love to see that. My stats are a little bit different from that which was seen in my June wrap-up, but I read 14 books across that month, 4,157 pages. That included 70 hours of audiobooks. My average rating was about 3.75 stars, so pretty good, and I had 1 DNF. You can tell I accidentally missed a page, so my favorites is one further over. My favorite song for the month was Paper Rings by Taylor Swift. Honestly, I hadn't heard this song until after the concert, and now it's like one of my new favorites. It's so catchy. My favorite meal was going to Corrido with my friend Kat and getting my favorite Harvest Bowl. That's something I do actually miss about Ohio. This Harvest Bowl thing at Corrido was freaking delicious. I didn't really watch any new movies that month, so I didn't have any of those. TV shows, Abbott Elementary Season 2, finally got around to watching that. And then Josh showed me this TV show called Not Dead Yet with Gina Rodriguez, I believe her name is, and it was very funny. Favorite moment, of course I have to talk about screaming and crying while I was singing 22 with Allie and Kat in Cincinnati. This is basically because I realized while singing that song that the last time I was in Cincinnati with Allie and Catherine, I was 22, and that hit me in the heart hard. So going back one page to my first entry, a challenge that I do for my library every single month, and this month was to read a book that was recommended by one of the librarians. As you can see, I accidentally put this in upside down. Thought I'd include that in there. And then I ordered a new peel-off case for my phone, and this had a little coupon code on it, so I thought it'd be smart to put it in here. This was a card that I got from my grandma, so I decided to paste that in here. And then honestly, that's kind of it. I really didn't have a lot in here, but this was just a cool sticker that Josh got from an event that he went to, so I decided to include it in. My wristband from the Taylor concert. I need to officially washi tape that in. Now, I didn't film my July spreads because honestly, by the time I got back, I just sort of needed them and I didn't really have time to make them look all pretty, so the theme of this was simple. Here's my TBR, which was a bit of a hot mess. I ended up DNFing Master of Souls as well as The Last Housewife. I barely got into Whispering Dark. I don't even think it really counted because I got so little into it. But I basically just was like, you know, I don't think this is gonna be for me. I'm gonna cancel that out. Unfortunately, I didn't get Two Sisters of the Lost Nation or 9 Liars either. My pages read is pretty up and down. Honestly, I think July is the least successful reading month I've had all year. This was me trying to figure out what book I wanted to read via audio next, and ironically, I read none of these. So this was kind of pointless. My in versus out is pretty good overall. I only got in Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, which technically I didn't even buy this. My friend Molly was very kind and sent it to me. Then I ended up reading it that month anyway. I also got 2 other books off of my owned TBR. Like I was saying, my wrap up, not as filled as I would love for it to be. My actual wrap-up video should be coming out on Monday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But here's a little sneak peek into my ratings and my stats. Favorites for the month, music. I actually did my Receiptify and saw that Cruel Summer was my most replayed song, which isn't surprising. My friend Allie got me addicted to this one for the concert because this is one of her favorites, or well, specifically she just loves the bridge and wanted us to all know it so we could scream it together, of course. Meal, I made this awesome sushi bowl recipe that I definitely am gonna do again. It was so good. Movies, Josh and I watched Clerks 3. It was really good, unexpectedly sad, but really good. We also watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and this kind of falls into the exact same comments. Really good, really sad, but really good. TV shows. First, I watched all of Bake Off that's on Netflix right now just because I needed something easy and comforting, and then I started a rewatch of Angel. Again, this probably has to be like my 20th rewatch of it. Favorite moment, seeing my best friends. Also, Josh and I ended up going on an impromptu hike. Although it was very unexpected and very hot, I did have a lot of fun. I got a postcard while we were in Louisville and I just thought it was cute, and so I pasted that in here. This is a little, it was a keychain, but I knew I wasn't really gonna use it for a keychain and I just popped it right off. Let me fix that back there. This was a keychain that I got from Josh and Mai's favorite sushi restaurant for one of the little prizes when you insert 15 plates, so I decided to put it in here. Josh and I went to go see a play with his family, Captain Blood. It is a popcorn thrower, which meant that we got to throw popcorn at the actors as they performed, and it was so much fun. This is just a variety of paint swatches for colors that I was throwing around for the new house. Not really sure why I just completely skipped over all that blank space. This was a day where I really needed to brain dump, so this looks like such a hot mess and I can barely read it myself, honestly. One day, while I was at work, I ended up finding this little possum and ended up saving him and taking him to this little wildlife center, so I decided to put their card in here so I can maybe check up on him. This was one quote I had for the month from Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. I wondered what it would feel like to fall, but to hold on to someone else so you weren't alone. And then, like I said, Josh and I went to do a hike. So here's the little Texas Parks and Wildlife sticker. And then this was the trails. This one brown trail, it's kind of hard to see. It was 2.5 miles going this way. So all in all, it was 5 miles round trip. Now on to my August spreads. So initially I realized it would be so easy to do a crafting theme off of a bunch of the Pipstick stickers I had, but then my friend Kat asked, why don't you do some sort of like back to school thing? That'll use a lot of the similar stickers, but you can kind of do some other stuff with it as well. And I realized it was ingenious. Plus, I finally got to utilize my typewriter stamps again, and that made me so happy because I really like the look of this. So for my quote page, I went with I never lose, I either win or learn from Nelson Mandela. And then this one was probably my favorite sticker sheet of the month. I absolutely had to utilize this. Plus, I'm partaking in the Full Moon Readathon, so this kind of fits with Jan's aesthetic, I feel. Got my log for the month. Josh's and Mai's anniversary is coming up here soon. Can't wait for that. My TBR. This only includes books that I like absolutely have to get read this month. So I have the 2 books for my TBR jars. I put quotes around that for a reason. Check out my TBR for why. Nona the Ninth in order to continue this series because it's so good. And I just gotta do it. Rouge and The Death I Gave Him are the 2 arcs that I need to get read. And then finally, the Book of Gothel for the Story Continued book club this month. Like I said, lots of just crafting stickers that also work for the back to school theme. Here's hoping that this month I will actually utilize my favorite lines / quotes spread. I figured like little plants, I don't know, like a teacher decorating her room, sorta. You get what I'm saying here? I don't know, I also just like the plants, I thought they were cute. My brain dump, and this one was like shelved out in the sticker pack, and I was like, you know, that works so perfectly, I'm just gonna put it in on this page the same way. In versus out, this one is a little harder to deny that it's crafting supplies, so let's say this is art class inspired. And then my wrap up and stats, of course. Finally, for my favorites page, I figure, what is everybody's favorite period of school? Lunchtime. So this is like a rainbow lunch theme, basically. And then I have the full moon readathon spread. Now, I have to point out this because I thought it was so funny. I actually had cheese snack stickers, and if you know anything about Jan, she loves hot Cheetos. So I had to put the Cheetos on here in honor of Jan. I do sort of have a TBR for this, but it's a very soft TBR, which is why I didn't officially write in what books I'm planning to read, because there's a strong possibility these are gonna change, seeing as how they already have from my August TBR video. So I'll just fill these in as I read them. All right, and that is it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye.